Hi everybody, happy Monday. This lesson is a little bit late. Usually I do it on Sundays, so it will be ready for Monday. But my family and I were up camping, and guess what we saw? Lots and lots and lots of signs of spring. You can tell spring is carrying over to what's the next season? What comes after spring? Do you remember? Summer, yes. There were tons of insects out, lots of beautiful butterflies. In fact, we saw some monarch butterflies, which are copycat or the painted lady that we had that we're watching in virtually through this classroom. Those are copycat because monarchs are poisonous to birds, and so the painted ladybugs look like the monarchs so that they are protected too. So birds think that they are monarch butterflies, which is very cool. We saw beautiful, tiny little blue butterflies that were all over. What else did we see? We saw some ants, which we're going to talk about really quickly. No ladybugs up that high, at that high altitude, but lots of beautiful butterflies in the woods. You know what else we did? We went fishing and caught lots of beautiful rainbow trout. There were gorgeous purples and blues, and there were some insects that were around the water, like water bugs, if you've ever seen those, and lots of flies. Miss B is not big on flies because I have horses. So, but we saw lots of flies. Today we are going to talk about ants, but it is Math Monday. So we need to first go over our math concept. We're reviewing telling time. And today I have attached a make your own clock so that you can make a clock at home and do some telling time. Again, if you do not have that little metal piece that allows paper to move around like in a circle, we call them brads, that's okay. You can take your hands of your clock and just put them on different times would be fine. So let's review. Here is my clock. And remember, it starts at 1 and goes all the way this way, all the way to 12 o'clock. The long hand is the what? What does this tell me? The minute. And the short hand tells me the hour. There is a third hand. It ticks off every second, but that is not something that we're going to learn in kindergarten. So let's take a look. If my long hand, the minute hand, is at the 12, we know it's o'clock. It's either 2 o'clock or it's 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or maybe even 11 o'clock. We talked about this hand a lot last Monday. Today we're going to talk about the minute hand. And I told you that it ticks like this. I got to go the right way. It goes ding, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minutes. And between each number, there are 5 minutes. Now, this hand moves way faster than this hand because this is going to go around 1 time in an hour. The short hand, yes? The long hand ticks off every 5 minutes. So watch. Let's say it just hit 11 o'clock. Ding, my clock ding. It had 11 bells. Then it's going to start heading to noon. So if I can figure out how to hold it, I'll hold this hand, and this hand is going to start counting every minute. 1, 2. We're going to fast forward. So now it is 11:05 because it's gone through those first 5 notches between 12 and 1. Let's do it again. Ding, 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 ding. If I'm counting by 5s, 5, 10. Yes, it is 11:10. Let's do it again. That one's still going to move just a tiny bit, but this long hand's going to keep going. Count by 5s, my friend. 5, 10, 15. Yes, it is 11:15. Now, if I continue, hold this, whoop. If I continue counting by fives, so I would say this is 5, 10, 15, keep going. This would be 20, 25, 30. So we're going to fast forward to here. What time is it? 11:30. We're halfway to noon, to 12 o'clock. So I'm going to move this tiny little bit so because it should be in the way in half too. So basically, the minute hand is counting every minute, and the clock is going to recognize every 5. So let's go over it again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, halfway. Let's keep going. I'm going to hold this one. 35, 40, 45, and then we say it is 11:45. This is kind of moving, and then we go 45. What comes next? 50, 55, and 60, and then you have noon. 60. There are 60 minutes per hour, and that is how many minutes go, whoop, there we go, all the way around, and then your long or your shorthand went from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock because my minute hand went all the way around the face of the clock. I hope that makes sense. I know this is a harder concept to teach virtually, but like I said, I've attached a clock you can make yourself, and you're going to put in each number, 1, 2, 3, each number around. And remember, what did Miss B say? Each number is going to be 5 minutes. So you're counting by fives. And that's something you can play at home. In fact, look what I just noticed. It's counting the fives right there. I didn't even notice the back of my clock had that. I also attached a fun insect telling time worksheet where you can cut and paste and figure out what the clock is telling you, what time it is, kind of like you did with the Grouchy Ladybug. And then the third activity I put on there today is a telling time game, and it should be a lot of fun. Get your big brother, big sister, and play the telling time game. And it will just be a great review so that when you are looking at this clock, do you remember what this clock is called? Analog clock. Yes, the one with the face. It'll be easier each time you tell time. Now, just a quick review. What kind is this? This is digital. It's the digital, and it is probably the easier way. What time does Miss B's clock say? Yep, it's 1:12 in the afternoon. Whoop. 1:12 in the afternoon, yes. So that's for Math Monday. Now, are you guys so excited to see what happened? In fact, let me see if I can pull up the picture. I was a little worried that I was going to miss the J shape. Do you remember I said, let's talk about caterpillars. I jumped ahead and didn't even tell you where I was going. We are going to take a peek at the caterpillars today, our lynx. Thanks to Ethan, his cute name for him, Link. I'm going to try to pull up. When I want my camera to do something, it doesn't do what I want it to. I'm going to try to go back and look for, I found them. When I was camping this weekend, I was so worried that I was going to miss the J. The caterpillars are lynx making the J shape. But I didn't miss it. Look! I captured a picture before I left. There they are. They're all hanging from their bottom, and they have clearly made that J shape. Here's another kind of close up. What comes after the J shape? Their chrysalis. Yes. Are you ready to see? Because they're all ready. They're in their chrysalises. And this, you have to be very, very careful if you're going to do yours at home, because they're hanging just from a tiny little piece of silk. Let's see if I can tilt it a little bit. There they are. And actually one of them has some molted skin stuck to it. But they're a beautiful, they're almost metallic colored, kind of shimmery. And do you see them moving? They really are moving. Their bodies are being buck juiced. They're kind of juiced up. And when they come out, all of their parts are going to be rearranged into a beautiful butterfly. And that some of them are going real crazy, shaking up. I wish I could get in. I might take a close-up picture again so that you can at least see the colors of them. But they are all in their crystals. And now, my job is to take the lid off this. And I have a special holder. Let me show you. I'm going to put them down so gently. If you are not careful with your chrysalises, it is possible for them to become unattached. And that means they're not hanging upside down anymore. Sometimes the butterflies do hatch out of the fallen off chrysalises, because sometimes that happens in nature. Sometimes a big wind or a storm will come through and their chrysalis will come detached and fall. And butterflies can come out of those chrysalises, but sometimes their wings are a little bit deformed. So we want to be very, very careful. Here is my next step. I will take the lid from my chrysalis and I will slide it in here so that they're kind of hanging sideways and safe. And then I will put all of it into a net habitat, and that way when they're ready, they won't, they'll have a safe space to come out. So that's my job this week. But I will continue to show you the chrysalises. It's going to take some time because their bodies need some time to create a beautiful new butterfly. Okay, as promised, we're going to talk about one more creepy crawlies, and that is ants. Man, I'm seeing lots of ants right now, and as I was camping, I was thinking, oh, we could talk about ants. My son got an ant farm for Easter, and there are some ants in there, so I might take a picture of that too, because they're fascinating. Ants are one of God's amazing creatures because of all the heavy lifting that an ant can do and how they work together. So here is the story Ants, or the page Ants. Let's see if I can, there we go. Ants live together in big groups called colonies. They work in teams to find food. These ants are going out to look for food. And then let's look this up. It says, this is a desert seed pod. There are tasty seeds inside. So what do you think they're going to do? The ant has cracked open the pod with his strong jaws. I've got a seed. They're amazing because you would think a tiny little ant would not be able to get into a big seed pocket like this, or seed pod like this, but they can, and they can carry an enormous amount of weight. Not to mention they work together just wonderfully. They use, do you remember? Teamwork. Yes, good. Ants are strong. They can carry seeds that are as heavy as they are, just like I said, or much heavier than they are, actually. Look at them. That seed is at least their body size. This one says, this seed is much too heavy. Oh, but wait. Oh, let's open the first one. Here comes some more ants to help carry the seed. They're working in their teams. And then it says, thanks, pal. They take it back to their nest to share with others, working as a team. Very cool. So this week, as you're outside doing some PE or taking a walk, look for all the different kinds of ants you can see. stand back and just watch. Watch how they scurry in a line oftentimes, working, they're going wherever they've found food, and then they're going to carry it back. See if you can find any ants carrying anything. What are they carrying? Are they working together? So this week, just look and watch the ants. Don't get too close because we don't want them crawling on us. There are some ants that bite, so we don't want to get too close. But stand back and watch and see what they're doing because they're another of God's creatures. All right, guys, I will see you for Word Wednesday. By the way, on Wednesday, I'm going to give you a special activity because guess what's coming? Mother's Day is this weekend. And usually in class we would do something, a big project, but we can't do that. So I'm going to at least come up with a paper craft that you can do. So with mom's knowledge, you're going to have to get another helper in your house, and maybe they can help you make the Mother's Day surprise. That will be Wednesday. All right, guys. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye.